Hi there, I'm Dr. Stephanie Falk, and I often have men in my therapy office ask me how to communicate better with women. They're struggling with a wife, a girlfriend, a daughter, a niece, and they want to be able to connect a little bit better. And I absolutely love that question because men are not socialized to interact and communicate in the way that women are, and women's needs are often a little bit different in a conversation. And so the two main things that I see that men unfortunately do that's not helpful is they try to play devil's advocate because they think that that's helpful, or they try to play Mr. Fix-It because they think that's helpful, or I guess there were three things, or number three, they flip the script and they end up talking about themselves and their trials and problems so that they can somehow afford an example to the female that they're communicating with. Women don't want either of these or any of these three things. They don't want to hear about your problems when they're trying to talk to you about theirs. They don't want you to play devil's advocate, certainly not, my goodness. And occasionally they might want a little bit of fix it and problem solving, but they'll let you know if they want that. So I would not enter a conversation with that. More often than not, what women really want is for the men in their lives to be present and emotionally available. And what does that look like? What does that mean? I know that it sounds kind of lofty, but women want men to perceive how they're feeling, to listen to the communication of feelings, and to be able to affirm those feelings as valid. You don't have to agree with the person who's communicating with you. You don't have to agree with their thoughts or behaviors or outcome or action plan. What you really need to do is understand how they're feeling and let them know that you're there with them emotionally and you're present and you're available. So what can that look like? Say your wife comes home and she talks about a really frustrating situation at work and she's annoyed with her boss, maybe. Let's just be a little cliche. She's annoyed with her boss. And you see the boss's point in the story that she's telling. Do not say that you see the boss's point. That is not the time and the place. That can come the next day or a couple of days later when her emotions aren't as charged. What she wants to know is that you're her safe place, that you're available, that you're present. And so some things that you could say, even if you disagree with where she's coming from. Hey, I'm really sorry. That sounds like a really difficult day and a challenging situation. I'm so sorry. Hey, I can see that you're really upset and hurt, and it makes sense that you would be hurt in this situation. Those comments let the woman in your life know that you care about how she feels and that you want to be present, you want to be available, you want to be comforting. And that's really what women want in a conversation, especially if they're talking about things that are difficult or challenging. They don't want you to solve the problem. They don't want to hear about your problems and how they can learn from those. And they certainly don't want you to play devil's advocate. Again, if you have things to say and feedback to offer and you want to balance out the situation for them with maybe an alternative perspective, it's just not the time and the place in that moment. And so I would wait until you're having a quiet time at the breakfast table or you're on a walk together, and then you can ask some questions. I hope it's been helpful to learn a little bit more about what validation is and what women want in a conversation. Try to understand what they're feeling, why they're feeling it, and to send that back to them in communication. I hear that you're hurt, and it makes sense that you would be based on the conversation that you had at work, and I'm sorry that you're hurt. Hope it's been helpful to tune into this video. If you don't want to miss a video, feel free to subscribe, and I hope that you're having an absolutely wonderful day. Thank you.